Good evening and welcome to WPAX Evening News. Tonight, we continue our series on the heroes of the Christian faith. This evening, we talk about Paul of Tarsus. This titan of the faith was born sometime between 5 BC and 5 AD. Paul explains that he was circumcised on the 8th day, that he was of conservative Israeli stock, and was from the tribe of Benjamin. Furthermore, he studied under the renowned teacher Gamaliel. Saul, as he was called in those days, was a Pharisee. This Jewish sect was primarily focused on studying and obeying God's law and fighting against those who they believed flouted that law. Saul believed that those who followed the way, or Christians, to be a threat to the people of God and the law they represented. As such, he and others set out to destroy this nascent sect and their leaders. But Jesus had other plans for Saul. After the death of Stephen, while on his way to Damascus, Saul was knocked off his horse and blinded by Jesus, who asked him why he was persecuting him. After 3 days of blindness and fasting, Paul is visited by Ananias, sent to him by Jesus himself to receive the Holy Spirit and to be baptized. Jesus told Ananias that Paul would be the chosen vessel to carry his name to the Gentiles. And from this point on, Paul was absolutely committed to this task. Beginning with his first journey to Antioch with Barnabas, Paul planted over 14 churches around the Mediterranean, as far west as Rome. Paul's missionary focus was the absolute supremacy of Jesus, who through his spotless life, substitutionary death, and amazing resurrection reconciled those who believed to the Father through his blood. This gospel transformed many of the lives of those who heard it. Paul also fought against those who both internally and externally attempted to distort the true gospel. For example, he, Barnabas, and others disagreed with the Judaizers who felt Gentiles should get circumcised, or the Colossian heretics who diminished the supremacy of Christ. Much of Paul's criticisms and heretical warnings are written in the 13 letters he wrote, which are recorded in the New Testament. The apostles' letters also extol his teachings and his praise and encouragement to the men who were leading these churches. In this way, Paul trained up others in the ministry of reconciliation, making disciples that make disciples. In the end, what Paul accomplished was the establishment of a theology that was married to a pattern of evangelism and church planting that continues to this day. In short, there would be no modern church without the Apostle Paul. Thanks, and have a wonderful evening.